Hi, welcome to FF101. My name is Brenda Herchmer, and I'm here to provide you with a quick overview of what you need to know about this module called Amplifying Leadership. This module is really about us sharing learnings that are the result of years of boots on the ground experiences and what we really saw as the only common denominator of organizations, businesses, communities that really were doing well. And the only common denominator was strong leaders. So there was much to celebrate for sure in each of these communities, but there are also challenges. And it was clear that they're going to require a collective effort to resolve. So an effective future-focused leader is the one who encourages and coaches everyone to lead. And so I guess that might sound simple, but ultimately it's going to require an investment in the development of leaders, especially those from within non-traditional settings. And by leadership, we're not talking about a title. We really want everyone to be encouraged to think of themselves as a leader, because a leader is not about a title, it's really about behavior. And so these practical tools and resources in this module are going to be ideal for you if you are committed to ensuring transformative change and a willingness to tackle complex issues. This module ultimately is about ensuring that you are able to identify your own leadership strengths and assets by exploring these meaningful resources and tools, well-curated, well-tested tools. We also want to be sure you can describe competencies for future focused leaders and why that's important, as well as leave with having developed a personal toolbox of leadership resources that you can use in community building settings. A lot of what we're going to share will help really describe this shift that's needed from thinking about leaders in a traditional way to one that is more about community leadership. So it's really about understanding how we share power, how to work at not just reacting and focusing on symptoms, but working to uncover root causes, to encourage working and gathering suggestions from a team, and about gathering and listening with that team and empowering them and collaborating and brainstorming with them and coaching and communicating in an open and honest way. So it's a different kind of leadership in a lot of ways. My guess is that you're doing a lot of this already, but that's really what this module and a lot of the others are going to be reinforcing. So why emphasize community leadership? Well, we're living in this incredible time of rapid change with issues and challenges that are incredibly complex. And if we're going to resolve them, we're going to have to find a way and put strategies in place that will ensure multiple lenses and sectors working together for collective impact as well as broader community transformation. That means leadership needs to happen at all levels, and everyone needs to think of themselves as a leader. So it's a different kind of culture that really facilitates the empowering of individuals and groups to effect change and to take responsibility for that change. This graphic reflects what we've learned as a result of working with 60 some odd communities, probably like yours across the country. And as I said, what we learned was that the common denominator in all of the successful communities really was about a cohort of local leaders. And so this module is really reinforcing Path 1, which is about prioritizing the development of community leadership cohorts and multi-sectoral networks and ecosystems as opposed to egosystems, because they need to represent diverse stakeholders. And once that cohort is in place, they can work with others to drive Path 2, which is about supporting cohorts and networks to facilitate citizen-driven micro projects. And we've learned that that's a great place to start, to really focus on what the community is doing well, their assets rather than needs, but then building that foundation of trusted relationships using this community development process. And we start with those smaller projects, those micro projects, but that ensures a readiness for phase 3, which is really about those cohorts and networks working collaboratively to address larger scale macro systemic issues that do need transformative change. It's the transformative change that's going to get us to improved individual, economic, community, and environmental well-being. We're going to do this with a series of tools. There are 8 in this particular toolkit, all of which we have tested well. The ones shown here in red are the ones that are mandatory. We're also going to ask you to select one from between 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you will be responsible for a total of 5 tools. And the intent is for you to come prepared, having done that, to the live webinar where your learnings will be exchanged and shared. The one thing that I want to also stress that one of the reasons these tools have been well curated is to ensure that they are the kind of tools that you can use in your own community, not having a price tag attached to them. We thought that that was really important. So to make this easier for you, we have provided a document that serves as a template that lists each of these 8 tools, as well as a live link to show how you can get to the assessment tools in order to complete it. All of that will prepare you for completing the columns on the far right, which is really about what it tells you about your assets as a community leader. But it may also tell you who you need on your team, what's missing, and that's an important part of being able to pull together an effective cohort. This slide I've included. This is not mandatory, it is optional, but we've seen really powerful results with this in terms of taking all of your learnings from what you've done with those leadership tools to design your own vision board. It can be a poster, a coat of arms, a medicine wheel, sometimes it's called an infographic, but something that paints you a picture of you as a leader and really conveys your strengths. So it doesn't really matter what this looks like. It will be an opportunity for you to use your creative strengths, but it is a great exercise. We're just not making it mandatory because we know that people have a lot on their plate. The last thing that we're going to ask you to do is, as part of this module, as you're doing these assessments, is also to think about the possibilities that you might see for using these leadership tools in your community, and that will be a discussion on the live webinar. Of course, all of this needs to be done before the live webinar. We've stressed that we've learned that the most impactful way of learning is to flip the learnings. So the new knowledge is shared prior to the webinar, and then we provide an opportunity for us all to go deeper and learn from one another. That's it for now. Have a great day. Bye for now.